Hi everybody. Well, this is my first video. I thought maybe, seeing all these other videos of people talking about their lives and everything else would be helpful. You know, maybe my story can help somebody else. I didn't get the easiest start in life. I, you know, was born to a mom and a dad who probably shouldn't have had kids, but I will admit I am very happy that they did. I have myself and, my three siblings, but sometimes I wish my life could have turned out different and easier. I, sometimes I feel like I'm lost in my own life. Decisions I've made and things I've done that I wish I could go back and undo. But I can't. Maybe if I just save up enough and I move to a new city, or, I think about moving to a new city and getting a completely fresh start, maybe that'll help. But growing up having to protect your siblings from abuse, taking 100% of the abuse that you can so that you can protect them, thinking that that's going to help them and it's going to make them normal kids growing up, and then realizing that they're not normal, that they've, had problems and all this. It's just different and frustrating. But kind of, to go from the beginning. My dad was abusive. My mom was scared of her own shadow. I lived with my parents, my birth parents, till I was probably about 7 or 8. And then from there I was put into foster care. And, having to go from living with your parents to living with strangers is a little disconcerting. Takes some getting used to. I lived in 2 different homes before I came to live with the family that, on News Channel 5 they talk about the forever family. But I've been a part of this family for about 14 years now. There's been ups and downs and everything else. But, I'm glad I have them. All just things in my life, I don't really know how to handle my money, so I'm always kind of behind. But there's such an ADD video going back and forth through topics. You guys will have to bear with me on that. This is my first time uploading a video to YouTube and talking about my life. I have been in a relationship for 2 years now. It's had its up and downs, and I love him very, very much. I care about him deeply. But there are things I want out of life that I don't think I'm gonna get right now. And I need to think about my future and how I want to go. I want to go back to school. I also would love to move to be closer to my grandparents and start over. I think that would be awesome. But we shall see. And if you guys have any questions more about my life, because my first brush with the law was when I was about 9 or 10, and I had to talk to a lawyer to testify against my uncle to put him in jail for, I think you guys could probably guess, child molestation. That was scary. You're a little kid and talking to these lawyers and having people behind a double window, double glass looking at you and taking notes and trying to figure out how to help you. It's a bit, weird. And that kind of, did affect me in more ways than I anticipated, and still dealing with the aftermath of that, 20 years later. But it has helped me in a way that I'm more guarded and I don't let people in right away. And I think that I should. There's only a couple people who I've let in all the way, and they're just the best friends I could have ever asked for. And even though I have been in a relationship for 2 years, there is, one person that if they asked me out on a date, or not a date, but just asked me to go grab coffee sometime just to catch up, I would absolutely love it. Well, guys, that is all for my first video. Again, if you have any questions about, what it's like to be a survivor of abuse and a survivor of the foster care system, but was in that one for about 13 years. No, more like 13 to, 18, or a decade and a half, about a year, survivor of foster care. By all means, ask me. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for listening.